Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the show, where we interview the nation's leading real estate entrepreneurs. It's your host, Stephen Schmidt, and welcome back if you're joining us for a second, third, or 100th time, and welcome to it if it's your first time. You're in for a real treat today. I got Fred Rodrigues in the house. He's a fellow Floridian, even though I don't live there right now, and he runs a company that he founded that's going to get you a damn good inspection. That's literally the name of his company. You can go to damngoodinspection.com, check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. Anyways, Fred has been in the home inspecting space for over 6 years, and he brings a really unique lens to the table as to why everybody should be getting a home inspection. I'm a big believer in it personally, and I'm also a big believer in hiring an expert, because I actually have a friend of mine out in Florida that had 3 inexperienced people look at his house before he bought it, and they ended up buying it, and then 8 months later, the entire house was growing mold with his young family because they installed a 3-pitch roof, or shingles on a 3-pitch roof, which isn't code in Florida. So hire the expert. Call Fred. You know what I'm saying? Just remember, before we get started in our conversation, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses so they can build the businesses they've always wanted in order to live the lives they've always dreamed of. With that being said, Fred, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
Super excited to have you, man. I got love for my home inspectors, man, because I came from a background in roofing and did that for several years. Actually did it out in Florida for a period of time. And I'm telling you what, it's a totally different beast, and they've got to know basically everything about everything on the house. And so, Fred, how'd you even get into the business? I mean, I don't mean this offensively, but you're no spring chicken. You didn't do this when you were straight out of high school. So what made you wake up one day and go, I want to go climb in 160-degree attics and crawl spaces?
Dude, I just turned 51 late last year, so I ain't no spring chicken. You're right about that.
You look great for 51, though, by the way. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, 51, man. Going strong. Hey, home inspection was a choice that God made for me.
Mm.
I was an executive at a major corporations. I had a position where I led international brands introducing themselves into the U.S. market in this consumer packaged good industry. So basically, food that you buy at supermarkets.
Yeah,
I was blessed to introduce several brands and ran this business for them for a while. I got fed up, didn't want to do it anymore. So you know what people do? They actually start a consulting business, and I did that. After the consulting business, I opened a coffee shop down in South Florida, down in Delray Beach. Unfortunately, that didn't go too well. I lost pretty much everything I owned in that coffee shop. And a very good friend of mine, introduced me to home inspection. So I thought this would be a side gig, for a while I was trying to figure out things, and had different plan, man. I started before COVID, and when COVID hit, it was insane.
Really?
Literally insane. Yeah, we were doing. I was by myself back then. I was doing, gosh, multiple inspections every day, and it was crazy. But thank God everything worked out, and here we are. Almost 6 years later, I'm a certified master inspector. Only less than 1% of Florida home inspectors have a certified master inspector certification.
No kidding.
And I say that even less are damn good inspectors. So
I love it. I love it. What, out of curiosity, you say less than 1% has that. What separates you from the rest of the crowd by having, the certified master inspector on the title versus like, I'm a house inspector, what's the big difference?
So a certification of a certified master inspector, you have to hit some thresholds. So you have to do over 1,000 inspections, have to, to go through some additional training, proven that you are one of the leading inspectors in the industry. And myself, and I have another inspector that works with me. We both qualify. And again, home inspection is kind of it's a field where a lot of people that do home inspections they do home inspections as a side gig, So if you go through a cheap inspector, like I call it, no pun intended, right? So I call it Hector, the cheap inspector.
I love it.
We're in Florida.
Hector the inspector. Perry with a paintbrush, Chuck in the truck,
Hector is probably, a plumber or a painter or a roofer. And when he gets,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
The home inspector license, and he charges, $299 to do the inspection because it's his side gig.
Sure.
We are full-time inspectors, so we dedicate ourselves to, to the business. We are in and out classes, and we want to learn more. My team and I, we are very proud of what we do, and we take responsibilities for what we do, and we love what we do.
Wow. So what are some of the things that you've ran into, and I'm sure we could have an entire podcast just filled with odd stories, but what are some of the things that you've ran into that make you just go, what in the world?
Oh gosh, where do I start?
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm putting together a little podcast called "Don't Kill My Deal."
I like that.
Which is, just stories where of deals that almost went dead for various reasons. So
Sure.
that's a plan. But missing shingles on new construction. How about that?
Yeah, that's a weird one for sure.
They got the CO, they got everything. It's a new construction, but missing shingles. That's lovely.
Tight.
We had also a new construction not too long ago where one of my inspector was just testing plumbing, and all of a sudden everything backed up. New construction, townhouse, city. We're not talking about country. And I went there and I did the sewer scope, and it was a disconnect on the sewer line.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah,
No.
that would have backed up that for that buyer in a
Yeah.
matter of seconds, because there was a huge disconnect. It was like
Right.
very disconnected, the sewer
Wow.
line.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
there you know that there are a lot of things that we find in a daily basis that can really write a great book.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. I totally am with you on that. I've had a few careers that, well, for example, I just even the other day saw a pipe actually on a roof, coming straight out of the shingles where the attic would be, and dripping water onto the shingles. And I don't know. Once you're a roofer, you just can't stop looking at roofs, right? And so I'm like, I can't even believe what I'm seeing right now, or who thought that was a good idea.
I've
Yeah,
seen it a few
right.
times. Yeah,
That's
I've seen
crazy.
the
So, well, that actually explains it now, though. That's really, I appreciate that. No kidding. AC drain, that's what that was.
AC
Oh,
drain. Yep, I've seen it a
crazy.
few times.
No kidding. Wow. What an amazing thing. Yeah. Well, somebody clearly didn't know what they were doing.
There are a lot of creative people out there, Stephen. A
No
lot of
kidding.
creative people out
So,
there.
I think it goes without saying it's just a simple logic-based question like, why should everybody get a home inspection? But can you maybe speak to your experience on like some of the deals that you've seen that legit have fell through for things that nobody would have caught unless they were really truly looking?
Well, you mentioned early mode, and that is a big thing here in Florida. Um, we do use infrared cameras
Mm,
as part of our inspection protocol. That's a long time ago. People used to charge extra for that. We implemented that as a part of our inspection protocol. And there are more than a few times where we, using the infrared camera, we found moisture. And, here in Florida, if you find moisture on a drywall, it's mold. It has to be mold. So um, we've seen few deals where, sellers wouldn't say, no, we just painted over and that's good.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and all sorts of things where we see sewer line is a big thing. People don't realize, sewer, a tree intrusion on the sewer line.
Mm,
It's if you have a tree and you know that the sewer line is running by that tree, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter when that tree root will break that pipe and try to get some water.
sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, so obviously for your own house, get an inspection. I think that's just common sense, right? But like, why should investors why is it so important for investors to also do the same?
Great question. So, for investors, obviously, depending on what you're trying to invest, if you're going to flip the house and you're going to gutter it, why would you need an inspection?
Sure.
And I get that. I'm okay with that. I was talking to some agents, real estate agents up in Massachusetts, and they were saying that the government is making mandatory the inspection, which I don't like, honestly. If you, but either way, but if you're planning on renting that unit or that property, or if you planning on using it, or if you're investing, so you can make sure that investment is sound and you're not getting into a money pit.
Mm,
I always say hire the best inspector you can afford that makes sense for you, because the money that you're going to save on the inspection, you may spend that money later, and probably 10 times. So the inspection makes sense if you're gonna use that property to make money out of that property in a way that you don't plan to make a huge investment. Even some investors that we serve sometimes hire us just to do a walk and talk kind of inspection. Hey, can you take a look at this? If you need to put the sewer camera, check the pipes. I just don't want to get into more than what I'm budgeting for. And that makes sense.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
But here in Florida, the other big problem here is insurance. So most of the insurance will require you to do a 4-point and a wind mitigation, so you can qualify for better insurance rates, and that is minimally what you should be doing. Although stick with minimum would. This is what I say, Stephen, and I want to be honest with you. So everybody that has skin in the game in the transaction are covering their butts. All right. Banks are calling for an appraisal. Here in Florida, insurance, you have to provide a 4-point so they can determine what kind of liability they're taking. The only one rolling dice is the buyer. Right. So I don't think that's it's the smartest move unless you really know what you're doing. And you're definitely going to save money at the end by investing in a good, reputable, qualified home inspector.
Sure. Are there any common misconceptions about what you do?
More than a few. So a home inspector, my analogy is that the home inspector is like your primary care physician. We are there to identify problems and send you to a specialist. So if you do have a roof problem, we can identify that roof problem. We can pinpoint that roof problem. We are not obligated to find every little detail with that roof problem, but we're going to say, hey, you need to hire a roofer to take a further look into this problem. So the misconception that we mostly receive is that, why didn't you go and find every little thing? Well, there's only, 24 hours in a day.
Sure.
And sometimes we just gonna go there, check for problems. Unfortunately, my profession is checking for problems is what I do for a living.
Right.
Right. And I can divert you to the specialist to know the severity, mitigation or remediation of that kind of problem.
Right. Sure. So you obviously you have a team now too. So how did you go from solopreneur to running a team? When did that happen for you?
That happened when I moved to Central Florida. I had a running business in South Florida, which I have one of the best inspectors in the world out there, still doing business with us. And his name is Scott. He is a great inspector, also qualified to be a certified master inspector. And when I moved to Central Florida, I left the business with him to run the business in Central Florida. And here in he's running the business in South Florida. Here in Central Florida, I restarted the business in 2021 when we moved here, my wife and I and my family. And business growing here, and I hired now the inspector, which is also a great inspector here. His name is Andre. He's great customer service, great great with the clients and great at what he does. And in South Florida, I still have 2 inspectors that work with me part-time, Marcelo and Nicholas. And here in Central Florida, I pick up the excess of work myself.
What was the biggest turning point in your business as you were growing that team?
For the team was really marketing. We are start doing a lot of online presence, TikTok and Instagram. We develop good partnerships with real estate agents that really trust and like us, and we like them back. And that partnership is it's only growing. So that we are not for everybody, and that's okay. There are different people have different types of demands and relationships, but we are damn good at what we do. At least we like to think that we are.
Yeah, you bet. Have you found some marketing strategies that didn't work well for you?
Yep. For us, because inspection is a very unique game. When you're gonna hire an inspector immediately after signing a contract,
Sure.
and you only have 3, 5, 7 days, 10 days to do the inspection. And there's no strategy for us to remarketing or to do anything that's long term to reach out to that client. So for us, it's something when people call us, when the phone is ringing or when we got a message, we have to answer in a second, because people are ready to roll. They're not going to be.
For sure.
They have to hire the inspector that day, and not 3 days later, because time is ticking.
Yeah.
So for
100%.
us, doing a marketing where now we're focusing more in delivering content, valuable content for agents, especially. I still think that a lot of agents don't exactly understand what the home inspector does, and see most home inspectors as a nuisance rather than a partner to really make that deal happen.
Sure. What's your approach to build long-term relationships in the business?
Real estate agents for sure, and investors. Those are the 2 main really long-term relationships that we are building.
How do you go about building them though?
Yep, networking mostly, and word of mouth. I have a great investor that a very good friend of mine introduced us to them. We did an inspection for them last week, and they are from overseas, and I think they bought 50 properties here in Central Florida, and they started either flipping or renting. And every time they have a problem or anything, they just call us and we get it done. It's a matter of trust and getting things done. More than price, it's just, hey, if I call you, I have a problem and I need it solved. And that's the approach that we take. At the end of the day, Stephen, we are a service company. We are here to serve our clients, and we are here to solve their problems. And if we're not doing that, we are failing. So that's the approach that we have.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing some insights and some wisdom with us here about your side of the biz. I know a lot of people are going to get some value from this episode, and it's neat for me because I haven't had a home inspector on in a long time. So this is great. I'm glad we were able to do this. If people want to connect with you for more or kind of figure out what you're working on, things like that, where can they go follow you?
Sure. Damn Good Inspection in every major social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, Twitter. You can find us there. Damngoodinspection.com is the website where go check it out. You can even book the inspection online, which makes things very easy. And we are simple people. We love what we do, and we love serving our clients. And if you don't get anything else from this conversation, get an inspection.
I love it. What a great way to end the show. Well, folks, go connect with them. Show them some love from the Real Estate Pros, and the Investor Fuel community. We appreciate it a ton, Fred, for you being on, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.